Hi there, everyone. We hope you've been having a restful and refreshing weekend and are feeling renewed and ready for the week ahead. Welcome to this Sunday's edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson. We have a wonderful show packaged just for you. More after this message.
Hey there, I'm Landy, your friendly guide to NLA Connect, the National Land Agency's customer engagement platform. Today we'll be navigating our page with some frequently asked questions.
Hey Landy, what's NLA Connect?
Hey there. NLA Connect is a simple, user-friendly online platform that's available 24/7 to customers, where they can submit various requests about land-related matters.
Hi Landy, how do I submit a request to NLA Connect?
Hi customer. Once on the platform, click Request and fill out the form with your details. Choose the relevant division and select the type of request. Pick your preferred response method, review, and consent to the privacy notice. Then submit. You will receive a case number to track your request.
Tell me something, Landy. Can you submit more than one request at a time?
No, you can only submit one request type at a time. Once that case is closed, feel free to send in another.
Landy, am I able to track my request?
Yes. To track your request status, click the Status tab, enter your email or case number, verify with the code sent to your email, and then view updates ranging from submitted to closed.
How does the NLA treat my data?
Our privacy policy is in accordance with the Data Protection Act 2020. As a result, some of the technical measures used to protect your data includes firewalls, encryptions, and regular system updates. Also, our employees are only provided with your information on a need-to-know basis. Still have questions? Visit www.nla.gov.jm. Go to Applications, select NLA Connect, and check out our FAQs tab for more information. NLA Connect, your voice, our priority.
Many Jamaicans explore opportunities to live and work overseas. And across the Caribbean, there are pathways that make that movement a little easier. Through regional arrangements, skilled nationals can take advantage of opportunities beyond their home shores while contributing their talents across the region. In this week's Get the Facts, we take a closer look at one of the mechanisms that support movement within CARICOM. Let's join in on the conversation.
Welcome to Get the Facts, the show that gives you information on what you need to know. The CARICOM Single Market and Economy, commonly known as CSME, allows certain categories of skilled Caribbean nationals to move freely to live and work in participating CARICOM countries. Now, one of the key requirements to benefit from this arrangement is the CSME Skills Certificate. But who qualifies for this certificate? What's the application process? And what should Jamaicans know before applying? Today we're joined by Mrs. Keisha Mighty Brown, Director of the Work Permit Unit in the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, and she's going to help us understand how to acquire a CSME Skills Certificate and what it means for Jamaicans seeking opportunities across the Caribbean. Mrs. Mighty Brown, welcome.
Thank you, Theo.
All right, let's jump into getting some facts. I love a definition at first, right? So let's define it. What is the CSME Skills Certificate? Is that like a work permit?
Well, yes, it is, or what you would refer to as a work permit exemption. So, as you mentioned earlier, the CARICOM Single Market and Economy CSME certificate, we have 12 participating member states, where, or inclusive of Jamaica, where citizens of Jamaica and other CARICOM nationals can move around freely.
Right.
Once you are an holder of a CSME skill certificate.
Okay.
Right. So as long as you're going to participating member states, this certificate allows you to move freely and to work in these participating member states.
So two things are coming up. Move freely. So I still have my passport, but
Yes.
I don't need a visa per se.
No, you don't.
All right, so move freely and work. I can go and apply for a job.
You can go and apply for a job, or you can get the job and go into the job.
Okay,
Right.
and this is not normally the case. If I wouldn't have this skill certificate, I couldn't do this.
Because you can apply for the skills certificate within any member states, you can actually go prior to securing the certificate. But you would need to know whether or not you qualify for the certificate.
Okay, talk to us about that.
All right.
How do you qualify?
Right, so we have 12, and recently one category was added.
Okay.
So we have the graduates, postgraduates, right, university students who have at least a bachelor's degree. We have those who have associate degrees. We have musicians, artists, sports personnel, domestic workers, agricultural workers. As I mentioned, one category was added recently, aviation workers, and we have also media personnel, right?
Good news for me.
Yes, very good news. And private security officers. Did I mention all 12? Yeah.
I stopped counting at a point, but you've given us a good sense of who qualifies, and I wanted to underline the bachelor's requirement. It doesn't matter what kind of bachelor's, as long as there's a
As long as you have a bachelor's degree.
Okay.
If it is outside of Jamaica, you would need to go through University Council of Jamaica to ensure that it matriculates with our degree.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So the certificate, what's on it?
Well, there are security features on the certificate. There's a certificate number that is unique to you. There's your passport size photograph on the certificate. There is the minister seal, signature with a seal over it also, and the ministry's name, your occupation, your qualification in terms of the list that I just mentioned, and your passport number.
Okay, so it's a very involved and
very
formal
detailed
document.
Right.
Good. All right, so walk us now through the application process.
All right, so in order to apply, you can go on our website, download the application form, CSME Recognition Skills Certificate form, complete that form in its entirety. It will ask you about your employment information, school information, your personal data as well, among other things. And coupled with that application form is the bio page of your passport. If you have done a change name, then you would need the deed poll, a certified copy of the deed poll, one passport size photograph, and let me emphasize that it should not be certified.
Okay, no stamps on the back.
No stamp on the back, because what this does, it kind of, when we have to scan it to affix it to the certificate. So when you have the seal from a justice of the peace, it kind of distort the picture, so we don't want that. All right, if you were married, then we need a certified copy of your marriage certificate and your birth certificate to show that you are really a CARICOM citizen.
And all of this information, so far it sounds like all of this information has to be submitted in hard copy.
Yes, at the time.
Okay, all right, so I've submitted these documents, all that apply to me, and I'm assuming the list of things I need are on the Ministry of Labour and Social Security's website. Right. So I've sent these in. Do I pay any money?
Oh, yes, I should have mentioned. So we have two means of payment, right? You can transfer the money from your account to our account, and there's a form that we call online transfer payment form, and you complete that form and submit same with a copy of the receipt, the wire receipt that you would have used, right? Or you can pick up vouchers from us, and that comes in quadruplet, 4 pieces. When you go to the NCB bank, it has all the details in it already. You just fill it out and pay it directly to the bank. When you do that, you'll get back 3 copies, 1 for yourself and 2 for the ministry. So the Payment is $2,000 for the processing fee and $8,000 for the certificate itself. So $10,000 in total.
Somebody is wondering, we're almost near our break, but somebody's wondering, oh, you talked about a website. We'll go on the Ministry of Labour and Security's website, but can I come into the office and get the form? Can I come into the office and pay?
No payment in the office.
Okay.
All the payment has to be done through the bank.
Okay.
But yes, you can get all the documents in the office.
All right. So we're going to take a short break, but when we return, we'll continue our discussion on the CSME Skills Certificate, including what successful applicants can expect and important things to know when working and before working in another CARICOM country. Please stay with us.
Know your numbers and control the keys to a healthier heart. Know the numbers for your blood pressure, cholesterol level, blood glucose level, and your weight and body mass index. Find out the risks they represent and what you need to do to stay healthy. Talk to your doctor and start making healthy lifestyle choices to prevent a heart attack or stroke.
Welcome back to Get the Facts. Today we're discussing how Jamaicans can obtain a CSME Skills Certificate, which allows eligible Caribbean nationals to move and work freely within participating CARICOM member states. We're discussing with Mrs. Mighty Brown, and you're giving us good amount of information a while ago, but there's one thing you didn't tell us.
Right.
How long does it take to get the certificate when I've handed in my application in hard copy, when I've paid the fee, only online? How long does the certificate take?
All right, so the certificate usually takes a minimum of 6 weeks, maximum of 8 weeks for processing. Usually though, when you pay online, then it has to go through the accounts department for them to authenticate and verify that the payment is in fact in the account.
Right.
We have an NCB account, and applicants may have a different account, and that may take days before the money is actually seen in the account.
Right.
So that may cause a delay. However, if you use the voucher and pay directly to our account, then we'll be able to process the permit within time.
Oh, so that's the difference between the 6 and the 8 weeks?
Right.
Usually. Okay. All right, so let's talk about, I have the certificate now. Are there any rights and benefits that are conveyed to me, or is it just I can work, permission to work?
You are permitted to work. You are permitted to bring your family in terms of your spouse and your dependents who are under 18 years of age.
Okay.
You have the right to property, just like any other citizen within that member state, yes. And you have the right to move around freely without being hassled.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, right.
And your family also have the right, yes, you have the right to properties. And also what you need to know when you're going is to do some background checks on the member state that you're traveling to, because you will have to pay taxes just the same like any citizen.
Right.
And there are certain obligations, right? Because you should not be disenfranchised. You should not be prejudiced in any way, shape, or form. Right.
So in a sense, between my passport and the certificate, the skills certificate, I am literally allowed into the country like I'm a national there.
Right.
Sort of. Okay.
So when you go, if I may,
yes.
At first you're given 6 months with or without the pass, without this CSME skills certificate, once you have your CARICOM passport. So you're given 6 months. Within that 6 months, you can procure your certificate.
In the country I'm visiting?
Within the country that you're visiting.
Okay.
Right. And some choose to send back to Jamaica, right, and then find ways and means getting it to them in the country. Right. But it's a reciprocated regime. So whatever happens in Jamaica, the same thing is supposed to take place in any other participating member state, Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, Barbados, Grenada, any participating member state.
Got it. You answered the question about spouse and dependents very clearly, and that's good news for somebody watching.
Yes.
But tell me, are there any let me not say are there, but from your position, what have you seen as some of the common mistakes people make when applying for this certificate?
All right, so one of the most common is not getting the information prior to applying. So we have, as I mentioned earlier, specific categories. Persons would just go ahead, collect documentations or download it and then submit their application when in fact they are not listed in the categories to move. As a result of that, they ask even for a refund of the money that they would have paid, and it's very difficult, and they want it just like that.
Right.
But it has to go through a channel, and it has to be processed by the accounts department.
Oh, so you do refunds?
Yes, because it wouldn't be our money because you're not qualified to move. So in fact, we would have to give it back to you.
Okay.
Right. So because of that, no, they would request the payment, the refund, in writing, right? And providing their supporting information.
Right.
We cannot pay out without your TRN, and some persons fail to include their TRN number in the letter. Sometimes they don't even put any contact details. Sometimes they're not even their full names. So it makes it very difficult for us to process it. So we have to basically wait and see if that person, after waiting, would turn up for us to get the information that we need. So that's one of the common things. Another thing too is that sometimes people actually get their certificates, but they don't read because it's accompanied by a letter that indicates, right, what you're to do next. And in bold, it explains that you're not to laminate because our partner, PICA, Passport Immigration and Citizenship Agency, they need to be able to touch the security seals and stuff like that to ensure that the certificate is authentic.
And the lamination just
and the lamination makes it smooth and flat. And what people do is right away you get the certificate without even reading the contents of the letter. They go ahead and laminate. And as such, they would have to get a replacement. And the fee for that is $3,000.
Oh boy.
Yes.
They need that replacement. Okay, common mistakes and challenges. There, you had given us the categories, and I think here, as we move to our close, that we could run through the categories again. In particular, you mentioned that you had recently added a category of work.
Right. So it wouldn't be me per se, but we have the heads of government who meet.
I'm counting this time.
Right. And they would have come to the decision. So we have university graduates with at least a bachelor's degree. We have artisans. We have artists. We have sports persons, nurses, teachers. We have agricultural workers, we have aviation workers, we have domestic workers, private security officers. Did I mention sport persons?
Yes.
Sport persons, two are evading me. Artisans.
We did artisans.
We did artisans.
I think we almost reached the 12.
Yeah, I don't know why it's evading me, but...
But the full list is there on the administration.
Yeah, man, it's on our website. Even the application documentation that we have there indicating who, the categories that are qualified, it is now there. The website was recently updated because we realized that persons are having this issue where they're applying and they're not listed. So the list is there. Suffice me to say, too, if you need more information, call us because it's a general list. For argument's sake, artisans, right? That would include carpenters, masons, chefs, persons who use their tools and their hands, right? So you can call to get more information.
Call to get more information. We're in the last few seconds of this interview. Is there any advice that you would give?
All right, so the basic minimum to apply is a level 2 hard certificate. Right now, hard is issuing certificates that says partially completed. A lot of people have those, right? But it should be completed. So you're not supposed to apply until you would have completed all the elements within that certification. So you come with a completed certificate. There are 3 categories that we use attestations for, domestic workers, because some may not have a certificate, but the region has agreed that attestations. So if you would have worked with 2 or more, we would need at least 2 recommendation from your employers. And also the same would go for agricultural workers. Some may have their qualification, but if you don't, then, right. Also for sports persons, they need to register with the Ministry of Culture, and they can also get attestation from the Ministry of Culture and from a federation that they would be associated with.
Thank you so much for sharing those important insights with us, Mrs. Mighty Brown. And for more information on the application process, you can contact the Ministry of Labour and Social Security. You can visit the website as well. And that's it for this edition of Get the Facts. I'm your host, reminding you to stay informed. Thanks for watching.
Now Jamaica coming through with Janelle Smith, and the Jamaicans have a slight edge, and the Jamaicans are coming away here. What a run, brilliant finish here. It's Jamaica's gold.
We produce the best athletes on the planet. Jamaica has the most gold medals per capita in the world. We produce the most musicians per capita. We have the most music produced per capita in the world. From a tourism perspective, we have many world-leading statistics as well. The Caribbean has the bluest waters in the entire world. Dun River is the #1 attraction in the entire Caribbean. The luminous lagoon in Palm Beach is the brightest luminous lagoon in the whole world. The Milk River Spa, the 4th most potent mineral spa in the whole world. Jamaica can fit into Australia 700 times, and Blue Mountain Peak is taller than every mountain in Australia. What I'm trying to share with you is that we are not ordinary. We are extraordinary. We are not normal. We are special. We're talking about us as Jamaicans living in Jamaica, that the world depends on us for vibe, depends on us for excitement, depends on us for us to lead in the way of creativity.
Jamaica, Jamaica. The Ministry of Water, Environment and Climate Change will present its own estimates of expenditure following its separation from the Ministry of Economic Growth. The move signals a renewed focus on key issues such as water security, environmental protection and climate resilience. In this next feature, we look at what the ministry's standalone budget presentation could mean for the sector and for Jamaica.
The Ministry of Water, Environment and Climate Change will be spending a total of $15.8 billion for its overall expenditure this coming financial year, with a major chunk going to water and its infrastructures.
It is investment in your quality of life. It is investment in our commitment to Vision 2030, our Jamaica Vision 2030, to ensure that every man, woman and child has access to potable water by 2030.
The lion's share of that $15.8 billion is assigned to capital expenditure, while the remaining $4.59 billion will finance recurrent operating costs for the ministry and its agency, the Forestry Department. But more on that later. The ministry is executing 2 capital spending projects in the new fiscal year, one of which will deliver residents at the western end of the island with a comprehensive modernized water transmission network. The 3-year $23 billion Western Parishes Water Supply and Resilience Improvement Program will upgrade and replace aged pipeline infrastructure between Martha Brae to Leaders Avenue in Montego Bay and from Lucy to Negril, Westmoreland. The work is to deliver high-performance transmission pipelines, enhanced hydraulic capacity and operating pressure flow delivery across the service corridors, and reduced non-revenue water and operational disruption.
This is a transformational national project. This project is a commitment made, a commitment kept. This project is truly a national strategic development project. Now, what it is a genuine transformation of water distribution along the north coast. And that transformation will benefit residential customers, it will benefit commercial customers.
The $11 billion budgeted for the 2026-2027 fiscal year will propel development of the design for the new transmission pipeline infrastructure. It will also facilitate supply and installation of 2 km of ductile iron pipes from Martha Brae to Montego Bay and 8 km of 500 mm ductile iron pipes from Lucy to Negril. Ductile iron pipes will also be installed along the service corridor.
We want water everywhere. We want potable water everywhere. We want irrigation water for our farmers. And we want sanitation, meaning good sewage access.
And this is driving the ministry's second capital expenditure, the Rural Water Supply Improvement Project. Funded by the Jamaican government in partnership with the Caribbean Development Bank, the $5.7 billion 5-year project is expected to provide potable water service in non-utility service areas across several parishes. Once completed, residents will have potable water services in the Agualta Vale, Albert Town, Kemps Hill, Mason Hill, Union and Port Morant schemes. The $223 million allocated for the 2026-27 year will see to the preparation of detailed engineering designs, institutional strengthening of the Rural Water Supply Limited, and strengthening of gender and social communication plans. In addition to its capital projects, the ministry has set aside funds to execute important recurrent work to protect Jamaica's forests and wider environment, manage climate change impacts, and further deliver water to homes across the island. Over $1 billion of that is dedicated to water supply services, including added support for Rural Water Supply Limited and the continuation of the Rainwater Harvesting in Schools project and the rehabilitation of catchment tanks island-wide. Money is also set aside to transport water to drought-affected areas and support the operations of the Water Resources Authority. $323.9 million is also earmarked for environmental and climate change management, including weather services. A significant portion of the ministry's recurrent budget is direct financing for the operations of the Forestry Department. The department will use its $1.98 billion allocation to produce 500,000 tree seedlings and plant 130,000 to support national reforestation programs.
Forest Department on its own, we cannot do it. And the forest is not just for us, it's for every Jamaican. So we welcome everybody who will come and help us to get these targets off.
$70 million is also included for the Mangrove Plus project, which is supported by grant funding from the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO. With every pipe commission and policies put in place to safeguard our environment, the Ministry of Water, Environment and Climate Change continues to build on its mission to provide access to safe water and an environmentally sustainable Jamaica.
We've come to the end of today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. I do hope that you enjoyed this package. To catch a repeat of this or any other, feel free to log on to our website at jis.gov.jm. Until next time, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service. the voice of Jamaica.